Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Nikke Goddess of Victory video. Today we'll be talking about Snow White Innocent Days. So this particular version right here, how do you get more copies of her, etc. And also, you know, since there's plenty of new players that might be coming to the game right now, it's definitely a good time to start playing the game right now because of her as well. Let's talk a little bit about her. Now, first things first, you get one copy of Snow White Innocent Days for free just by logging into the game, right? If you guys haven't seen my reroll video, everybody is going to get one copy for free. That's just going to be one main staple copies. However, you want to get 3 more copies because they are all free. Alright, so limit break 3 her. That means you're going to get max limit break. That's going to have one equation pull out of your 160 gate. So hopefully that way you only work on 4 other characters. Now how do you get the second copy of Snow White is by login stamp. As you can see right here, day 3 will give you a Snow White copy, right? So you can see right here, day 3 I've already claimed mine. So to get the remaining last 2, you have to basically be strong enough to plow through the hard mode of the event. So let me show you guys right here. It's not open yet as of the time of me recording this video, but later on you can see right here in the story event part 2, which will open later on, you can see clear normal story part 2 1-12. Alright, now you get one more copy here, and then one last copy you need to be able to do hard. Alright, so clear hard story 2 1-12 event. So part 2 of the story will have a normal and hard. So you need to clear 1-12 normal for one more copy, 1-12 hard for one more copy. So that's your 3 copies of Snow White Innocent Days to get her to limit break 3. Now in case you want to get more copies, you want to core 7 her, alright, you're a big hardcore Snow White Innocent Days fan, you can also get more copies from the spare body shop right here. Alright. So as you can see, mine has appeared. So if you guys are not aware, the mileage shop right here, they do rotate every single day. So if it's not there for you today, check back tomorrow or the day after, because all of the characters here rotate. There's a rotation that goes on every single day. So if it doesn't appear for you, check back again tomorrow or the day after. By the way, you can only buy 3 at once, right, per day. But obviously, you can buy more copies. You just gotta wait for them to rotate again and refresh if you want to buy multiple copies. So there's that. So let's talk about her skills overall. What is she all about? So she's going to excel more in AoE scenarios. So she doesn't shine as much against bosses. However, I'm quite surprised that she's actually that strong, because based on all the previous free characters, usually they will give SR as free characters, and then the SSR character, the only one that we've gotten so far was Ray, right? But she's not that strong. But for Snow White Innocent Days, I'm surprised with the strength. As you can see, she's very reliant on activating a lot of normal attacks. As you can see, the first skill, 30 normal attacks, and then she will have max ammo capacity increase, and then 30 normal attacks, she will basically deals additional damage, right? So on skill 2, 50 normal attacks, she'll basically deal AoE, as you can see, affects all enemies, and she's gonna do 61% of her final attack as damage. And also when activate burst skill, her attack damage increased by 21% for 10 seconds. Alright, and last but not least is going to be the 7 Dwarfs 3 burst skill. So hit count required for skill 2 is reduced by 20 times, so her skill 2 becomes significantly less costly, and her attack increased by up to 97%. And grants unlimited ammunition for 10 seconds. In terms of skill priority, you want to go for the burst skill first. This is going to give her the highest amount of damage output overall. Definitely prioritize on the burst skill, followed by apparently the skill 1, 30 normal attacks. This one is going to give you more damage overall. The reason why is because the skill 2 partially is tied to the burst skill, so you only get the advantage of the full bonus whenever you are able to activate burst skill most of the time. So the skill 1 is not tied to the burst skill whatsoever, so it's going to be able to activate every time 30 normal attacks. So that should be the priority. Although the skill 1 and skill 2 seems to be quite equal, skill 1 is going to be slightly higher damage overall. Now let's show you guys a little bit of testing and talk about her overall and compare her overall more with some other characters that I have. Okay, so let's test out Noir with Snow White. We're going to compare because we know Scarlet, Modernia, there's no way for Snow White to be better than them. So like I mentioned, Snow White excels at AoE. As you can see, she does a lot of damage overall. Across the screen, you can see those explosions. The damage scaling on that is going to scale off her skill 2, right? And it's something that's very important. It's going to give her a lot of AoE capabilities. Now, if you need to basically destroy like bullets in the air, or just a boss that can summon plenty of minions, she's gonna be useful in those scenarios, for sure, right? She's more similar to Heron in that sense, right? Where she can carry you in the story. Like definitely, if you are new, you should definitely consider her an option for you to build, right? And I do think it's because of her, now is a very good time to start playing the game, right? Because Snow White Innocent Days is just such a reliable character to push through in the story and campaign. So for that alone. Now, against bosses, it's going to depend, obviously. Depending on the boss, probably something like Mother Whale. Yeah, you could do that. You could basically take advantage of her missiles, overall shooting down. But if the boss is just a single boss, for example, Blacksmith or even Chatterbox, I can see she doesn't, or she's not going to shine as much, right? So let's have a look at how much damage she has compared to Noir, which is definitely one of the top damage dealers as well. So as you can see, very comparable. Very comparable. In fact, she's better than Noir. If I were to put them on par, right? So let me show you guys. So this is what I have on Snow White Innocent Days. So I have nothing exceptional, right? No overload gears. My skill is at 555. By the way, her best cube is going to be Bastion Cube. Bastion Cube by default is going to be very good for assault rifle, machine gun, right? Mostly on guns that have plenty of ammos. And Snow White is one of those, alright? She's an assault rifle character. So as you can see, if I were to compare this to my Noir, which has all overload gears, and one of these is even level 4 overload gear with very high attack percent right there. So I would say that's pretty good results right there, right? Considering that Noir even has higher skill at 777, and her cube is also a hit rate cube, right? Which is also something that benefits shotgun users a lot. So I do think that Snow White Innocent Days is definitely a very good character. Okay, let's see. I'm curious of her damage. I don't think she will do much because this is Blacksmith and I don't think she excels at bosses. Alright, so she was able to do 11 million, 50 million for Noir, and Modernia did more. Where does she place compared to a lot of other pilgrims? I think she's below Scarlet and Modernia, but she might be comparable to Red Hood. I know it's crazy to say this, but if you're using her as burst free, and in a scenario where you're not fighting against bosses, she's very comparable, where Red Hood excels at fighting against bosses, but Snow White Innocent Days excels at targeting, you know, mobs or campaign story stages where there's plenty of enemies. I do think, you know, she's going to be one of the better characters to consider building. Now I feel bad for Heron somewhat because she is so similar to Heron in that sense because of their AoE capabilities, right? So right now, if I were to categorize the top pilgrims, Scarlet Modernia is definitely going to be on top, followed by probably Dorothy, and I would say Snow White is going to be next to Dorothy. Alright, Snow White and Red Hood probably next to Dorothy at 4th and 5th place. Top 5 for sure. Noah is a very good defender, but it's hard to compare her to a damage dealer. She's probably the only one here that's unique. Nihilista, she's free, so I'm not going to say much, right? Not going to expect much from her. The regular Snow White though, very strong, but you need like a team setup and you need gears and good investment. So it might be harder for a lot of players to pull off, but if you are a veteran player, you know she's also very good. If you're talking about fighting against bosses, she's probably might be better than Modernia or Scarlet even, right? Depending on the setup. So she's probably going to be top 3, but in a very unique condition or very like specific condition. Also, you gotta have like other buffers to buff her as well. So overall, yeah, I'm very happy with Snow White Innocent Days. I can't believe you get this character for free. She's actually strong, unlike Ray, which is just completely outclassed by a lot of other characters. Ray almost has no usage at all. You probably won't ever put her in your synchro slot unless you use her as one of the 160. Alright, so with that being said, that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Give this video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.